Hi everybody and welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to be talking about dividing polynomials using the long division method. So these are the steps that we follow to divide a polynomial using the long division method. The first step is to divide, followed by multiply, followed by subtract, and then bring down. And we keep repeating these steps until we are done solving every question. So let's look at our first example, which says x to the power 3 minus 8x to the power 2 plus 21x minus 18 divided by x minus 3. So the first thing that you need to check is to make sure that your polynomial is arranged in descending order according to the exponents. So this polynomial is a degree of 3. So we have x to the power of 3, and the next exponent of our variable x is 2, followed by 1, and lastly by 0. So you should always maintain this order and make sure that there is no missing exponent. So we write our polynomial in this form and we put our x minus 3 on the left side. Now let's do the division. So the first thing that we do, step number 1, which says divide, we are going to divide x to the power 3 divided by x. In other words, what you are saying is x to the power 3 divided by x, and when you divide this you are going to get x to the power 2. So let's write x to the power 2 here. And then the next step follows, which is to multiply. So we are going to multiply x to the power 2 multiplied with x, and x to the power 2 multiplied with negative 3. So x to the power 2 multiplied by x, this will give you x to the power 3, and x to the power 2 multiplied by negative 3, this will give you negative 3x squared. And then this takes us to the third step, which is the subtraction step. So we put our brackets and put a subtraction sign outside of our brackets. And then let's subtract x to the power 3 minus x to the power 3. This will give you a 0. Minus 8x to the power 2 minus 3x to the power 2. This is the same as saying minus 8x squared plus 3x squared, which will give you negative 5x to the power of 2. Now we move to the last step, to the fourth step, which is bring down. We are going to bring down the positive 21x. And we repeat the same process again. So now what we do is we divide negative 5x to the power 2 divided by x. So negative 5x to the power 2 divided by x. This will give you negative 5x. So let's write our negative 5x there, and we repeat the same process. Now we go to the multiplication step, where we multiply negative 5x multiplied by x to get negative 5x to the power 2. Negative 5x multiplied by negative 3, it will change into a positive 15x. And then we subtract. So put our brackets and put the subtraction sign outside of our brackets. Negative 5x squared minus negative 5x squared minus 5x squared. It will give you a 0. 21x minus plus 15x is the same as saying 21x minus 15x, which will give you 6x. And we bring down the next term, which is negative 18. And we repeat again the same process. So now we divide 6x divided by x. So we have 6x divided by x. The x's will cancel. This will give us a 6. So let's put our 6 here. And then let's multiply 6 multiplied by x. It will give us 6x. 6 multiplied by negative 3, it will give us negative 18. and we put our brackets, our subtraction sign, and we subtract. 6x minus 6x, this will give us a 0. Negative 18, negative 18, it will also give us a 0. So what this means is we don't have a remainder. Our remainder is 0. And our quotient, which is our answer, is going to be x to the power 2 minus 5x plus 6, which means x minus 3 is a factor of this polynomial. So that's it for the first question. Let's move on to question number 2. Let's move on to the second question, which reads x to the power 3 minus 8x squared plus 15x minus 18 divided by x minus 6. So like I said before, make sure that your polynomial is arranged in descending order, looking at the exponents. Our first exponent is 3, followed by 2, followed by 1, and lastly followed by 0. So we write our polynomial like this with our x minus 6 on the left side, and let's do the division. So the first step is to divide. We are going to say x to the power 3 divided by x. So x to the power 3 divided by x. If you divide this, you get x to the power 2. So let's write our x to the power 2 here. And the next step is to multiply. So we are going to say x to the power 2 multiplied by x. This will give us x to the power 3. And x to the power 2 multiplied by negative 6. This will give us negative 6x to the power 2. The next step is to subtract. So we have to put our brackets and our subtraction sign outside of our brackets. And now let's subtract. X to the power 3 minus x to the power 3. This is a 0. We don't have to write anything. Minus 8x to the power 2 minus 6x to the power 2. This changes into minus 8x squared plus 6x squared, which will give you negative 2x to the power 2. And then the next step is to bring down. So we are going to bring down our next term, which is positive 15x. And we repeat the same process again, whereby we divide. We start by dividing. So we are going to say negative 2x squared divided by x. So negative 2x to the power 2 divided by x. If you divide this, you are going to have minus 2x. So let's put negative 2x here. And when you multiply negative 2x multiplied by x, it will give you negative 2x squared. Negative 2x multiplied by negative 6, it will change into a positive 12x. Put our brackets, subtract. Negative 2x squared minus 2x squared, it will give you a 0. Then 15x minus plus 12x. This is the same as saying 15x minus 12x, it will give you 3x. And we have to bring down our next term, which is in this case negative 18. And then we keep repeating the same procedure again. So 3x divided by x, we have 3x divided by x. If you divide this, the x's will cancel. We are going to remain with 3. So let's put positive 3 here. And then we multiply. 3 multiplied by x, it will give you 3x. 3 multiplied by negative 6, it will give you negative 18. Put our brackets and subtract. 3x minus 3x, this will give you a 0. Minus 18 minus 18, it will also give you a 0. So we also don't have a remainder in this case. So our quotient, which is our answer, is x to the power 2 minus 2x plus 3, which implies that x minus 6 is a factor of this polynomial. That's it for question number 2. Let's move on to question number 3. Moving on to question number 3. Question number 3 says 8x to the power 3 plus 8x squared plus 12x minus 6 divided by 2x plus 1. So our first exponent, which is our degree, is 3, followed by 2, followed by 1, and lastly by 0. So we are good to go. So let's write our polynomial like this with our 2x plus 1, our divisor, on the left side. Now let's do the division. Our first step is to divide 8x cubed divided by 2x. So we have 8x to the power 3 divided by 2x. So dividing 8x to the power 3 divided by 2x, 8 divided by 2, that's 4. And x to the power 3 divided by x, that's x to the power of 2. Now let's multiply 4x squared multiplied by 2x. It will give you 8x to the power of 3. And 4x squared multiplied by positive 1, it will give you positive 4x to the power 2. And we subtract, put our brackets, put the subtraction sign, and subtract. 8x to the power 3 minus 8x to the power 3, this one will be a 0. And 8x squared minus plus 4x squared is the same as saying 8x squared minus 4x squared, which will give you 4x to the power 2. And we bring down the next term. In this case, it is positive 12x. Now let's carry on by dividing 4x to the power 2 divided by 2x. So we have 4x to the power 2 divided by 2x. 4 divided by 2, that's 2. So we have positive 2. X to the power 2 divided by x, that's x. So let's put our x here. And we multiply 2x multiplied by 2x. It will give you 4x to the power 2. 2x multiplied by 1, it will give you 2x. Put our brackets and subtract. Now when you subtract 4x squared minus 4x squared, it will give you a 0. And 12x minus plus 2x is the same as saying 12x minus 2x, which will give you 10x. And we bring down the next term. In this case, it is negative 6. We repeat the same process again. Now we say 10x divided by 2x. So 10x divided by 2x. The x's will cancel, and 10 divided by 2, that's 5. So we're going to say plus 5 there. And you multiply 5 multiplied 2x, it will give you 10x. 5 multiplied by 1, it will give you positive 5. And we put our brackets and subtract. Now, when you subtract 10x minus 10x, you get a 0. Minus 6 minus plus 5 is the same as saying minus 6 minus 5, which will give you negative 11. So in this case, our negative 11 is our remainder. In this case, our remainder is not 0. So what it means is our quotient is going to be 4x to the power 2 plus 2x plus 5 with a remainder of negative 11. So now how do we write our final answer? Is going to be 4x to the power 2 plus 2x plus 5 with our remainder of negative 11. So we put our negative 11, and underneath we put our divisor, which is 2x plus 1. So this is the solution to this particular question. That's it for question 3. Let's move on to question number 4. Let's move on to question number 4, where we are given x to the power 3 minus 11x squared plus 38x minus 35 divided by x minus 4. The first step is always to check if your exponents of your polynomial are arranged in descending order and decreasing by 1. So we have an exponent of 3, followed by an exponent of 2, and then an exponent of 1, and lastly by an exponent of 0. So always remember to keep your polynomial in that same order. Now let's divide. The first step is to divide. So x to the power 3 divided by x. This will give you x to the power 2. And then followed by the next step, which is to multiply. Multiply x squared multiplied by x. That's x to the power 3. X to the power 2 multiplied by negative 4. That's negative 4 x to the power 2. Put our brackets and subtract. X to the power 3 minus x to the power 3, this will give you a 0. Negative 11x squared minus 4x to the power 2. It's the same as saying negative 11x squared plus 4x squared, which will give you negative 7x to the power of 2. And then we'll bring down our next term. In this case, it is positive 38x. We repeat the same process of dividing first. So let's divide negative 7x squared divided by x. So negative 7x to the power 2 divided by x. If you divide this, you are going to remain with negative 7x. So negative 7x. And then let's multiply negative 7x multiplied by x. It will go back to negative 7x squared. Negative 7x multiplied by negative 4. It will turn into a positive 28x. Put our brackets, subtract. Negative 7x squared minus 7x squared will give us a 0. Then 38x minus plus 28x is the same as saying 38x minus 28x, which will give us 10x. And we'll bring down the next term, which is negative 35 in this question. We repeat the same process again, where we divide 10x divided by x. This will give us positive 10. 10 multiplied by x, it will give us 10x. 10 multiplied by negative 4, it will give us negative 40. We put our brackets, we subtract. 10x minus 10x, that's a 0. Minus 35 minus 40 is the same as saying 40 minus 35, which is positive 5. So our 5 is our remainder. So let's write our final answer. Our final answer is going to be x to the power 2. X to the power 2 minus 7x plus 10 with a remainder of 5. So plus 5. And below 5 we put our divisor, which was x minus 4. So this is the answer that we got in question number 4. Now let's move on to question number 5. Now let's move on to question 5, where we are given 10x to the power 3 minus 7x squared minus 18x plus 19 divided by 2x minus 3. So always remember to check if your exponents are arranged in descending order and decreasing by 1. So we have an exponent of 3, followed by 2, followed by 1, and lastly by 0. So we can continue with the division. So 2x into 10x cubed. So we have 10x to the power 3 divided by 2x. 10 divided by 2, that's 5. So we are going to write 5 here. And x cubed divided by x, that's going to be x to the power of 2. Now let's multiply 5x squared multiplied by 2x. This will give us 10x to the power 3. 5x squared multiplied by negative 3. This one will give us negative 15x to the power of 2. Let's put our brackets and subtract. 10x cubed minus 10x cubed will give us a 0. Negative 7x squared negative 15x squared is the same as saying 15x squared minus 7x squared, which will give us 8x to the power 2, and we bring down negative 18x. Now let's repeat the same process. Let's divide 8x squared divided by 2x. So we have 8x to the power 2 divided by 2x. 8 divided by 2, this one will give us 4. So plus 4. X squared divided by x, it will give us an x. And let's multiply 4x multiplied by 2x. That's 8x to the power 2. 4x multiplied by negative 3, it will give us negative 12x. Let's put our brackets and subtract. 8x squared minus 8x squared will give us a 0. Minus 18x minus 12x. It changes into minus 18x plus 12x, which will be negative 6x. And we bring down our next term, which is positive 19. Let's divide again. Negative 6x divided by 2x. So negative 6x divided by 2x. Negative 6 divided by 2, that's negative 3. X divided by x, it will cancel, that's 1. Now let's multiply negative 3 multiplied by 2x, that's negative 6x. Negative 3 multiplied by negative 3, that's positive 9. We put our brackets and subtract. Negative 6x minus negative 6x, it will give us a 0. 19 minus plus 9 is just the same as saying 19 minus 9, it will give us a 10. So 10 is our remainder. And now let's write our final answer. It will be 5x to the power 2 plus 4x minus 3 plus 4x minus 3 with our remainder of 10, positive 10, so plus 10 divided by 2x minus 3. So this is our final answer to question number 5. Now let's move on to question number 6. In question number 6, we have 3x to the power 4 plus 8x cubed minus 5x plus 6 divided by x plus 2. So if you look at our exponents of our variable x, the first exponent, which is our degree, is 4, followed by 3, then followed by 1. So an exponent of 2 is missing. We have 4, 3, 1, and 0. So what we need to do is we need to rewrite our polynomial and add a 0x to the power of 2. So we are going to have 3x to the power of 4 plus 8x to the power of 3. Because a term with an exponent of 2 is missing, we have to add 0x to the power of 2, then negative 5x plus 6. And then we can begin with our long division. Now when you divide 3x to the power 4 divided by x, so 3x to the power 4 divided by x is going to change into 3x to the power 3. So 3x to the power of 3. And then you multiply 3x to the power of 3 multiplied by x. It will go back to 3x to the power of 4. Then 3x cubed multiplied by 2. It will become 6x to the power of 3. We put our brackets and we subtract. 3x to the power 4 minus 3x to the power 4, that's a 0. 8x cubed minus plus 6x cubed. This will give us 2x to the power 3. And we bring down our next term, which is 0x to the power of 2. Now let's repeat the same process. Now let's divide 2x cubed divided by x. It will give us 2x to the power of 2. And then multiply 2x squared multiplied by x. It will go back to 2x to the power 3. Then 2x squared multiplied by 2. It will give us positive 4x to the power 2. Put our brackets and subtract. Now 2x cubed minus 2x cubed, that's a 0. Then 0x squared minus plus 4x squared. It will become negative 4x to the power 2. And then we bring down our next term, which is negative 5x in this particular question. And now let's repeat the same process again. Negative 4x squared divided by x. It will give us negative 4x. Now negative 4x, multiply it with x. It will give us negative 4x squared. Negative 4x multiplied by positive 2. It will give us negative 8x. Put our brackets and subtract. Negative 4x squared minus 4x squared will give us a 0. Minus 5x minus 8x is the same as saying 8x minus 5x, which is 3x. And this leads us to the bringing down of our next term, which is 6 in this case. Let's divide 3x divided by x. It will give us positive 3. Now we multiply 3 multiplied by x, that's 3x. 3 multiplied by positive 2, that's positive 6. Put our brackets and subtract. 3x minus 3x will give us a 0. And 6 minus plus 6 will also give us a 0. So we don't have a remainder in this case, and our final answer is 3x to the power 3 plus 2x squared minus 4x plus 3. That's it for question 6. Let's move on to question 7. Moving on to question number 7, we are given 18x to the power 4 minus 8x squared plus 7x plus 4 divided by 3x minus 1. Now, when we look at our exponents, this polynomial is a degree of 4. So the first exponent here is 4, the leading one, followed by 2, followed by 1, and lastly by 0. So we have an x to the power 3 which is missing. That's why we had to replace it with, we had to add it with 0x to the power 3 here. So now we have a degree of an exponent of 4, followed by 3, followed by 2, followed by 1, and lastly by 0. Now we can start with our long division. 18x to the power 4 divided by 3x. So we have 18x to the power 4 divided by 3x. The 18 divided by 3 will give us 6. X to the power 4 divided by x, it will give us x to the power 3. And now we multiply 6x cubed multiplied by 3x. It will go back to 18x to the power 4. Then 6x cubed multiplied by negative 1, it will be negative 6x to the power 3. We put our brackets and we subtract. Now 18x squared, 18x to the power 4, minus 18x to the power 4. This one will give us a 0. 0x cubed minus 6x cubed. It will become 6x to the power 3, positive 6. And we bring down the next term, which is negative 8x to the power of 2. Now let's repeat the same process again. Let's divide 6x cubed divided by 3x. So 6x to the power 3 divided by 3x. 6 divided 3, that's a positive 2. And x cubed divided by x, that's x to the power of 2. Now let's multiply 2x squared multiplied by 3x. It will go back to 6x to the power 3. Then 2x squared multiplied by negative 1, that's negative 2x to the power 2. We put our brackets and we subtract. 6x to the power 3 minus 6x to the power 3 will give us a 0. Then 8x squared minus 2x squared is the same as saying minus 8x squared plus 2x squared. It will give us negative 6x to the power 2. And we bring down our next term, which is 7x in this case. Then we divide again, negative 6x squared divided by 3x. So negative 6x squared divided by 3x. Negative 6 divided by 3, that's negative 2. The x squared divided by x, that's an x. And we multiply negative 2x multiplied by 3x, that's negative 6x squared. Negative 2x multiplied by negative 1, it will change into a positive 2x. We put our brackets and subtract. Now, negative 6x squared minus 6x squared will give us a 0. 7x minus plus 2x is just the same as saying 7x minus 2x, which is 5x. And we bring down our next term, which is positive 4. Now, we repeat the same process. 5x divided by 3x. So we have 5x divided by 3x. The x's will cancel and we are going to remain with 5 over 3. So let's write it as a fraction, 5 over 3. And then we multiply the 5 over 3 multiplied by 3x. So if you take 5 over 3 and multiply it by 3x, obviously this 3 will cancel with this 3 and you are going to remain with 5x. So it will go back to 5x. And 5 over 3 multiplied by negative 1, it will be negative 5 over 3. Let's put our brackets and let's subtract. Now when you subtract, 5x minus 5x will give you a 0. And 4 minus 5 over 3. This is the same as saying, let me write it here. This is the same as saying 4 plus 5 over 3, which if you simplify it, it will give you the 4 you can multiply it by 3 and also divide by 3. Now 4 multiplied 3, that's 12, and 12 plus 5, that's 17, with a common denominator of 3. So this will give us 17 by 3. So 17 by 3 is our remainder. Now let's write our final answer. But before we do that, we know that our remainder will be divided by the divisor, which was 3x minus 1. So let's simplify that first before we write our final answer. So let's take our remainder of 17 by 3, and we know this remainder is to be divided by 3x minus 1. And let's simplify this part first. So 17 by 3 being divided by 3x minus 1 over 1. And we know that when you are dividing fractions, we change the division sign into a multiplication sign and we flip the second fraction. So this will be 17 by 3 and multiply it with 1 divided by 3x minus 1. Now it can be simplified into 17 over 3, then open bracket, 3x minus 1 close bracket. So this is our simplified form of our remainder. Now let's write our final answer now. Remember, after we divided, this was our quotient, 6x to the power 3 plus 2x squared minus 2x plus 5 over 3. And our remainder has been simplified into 17 over 3, open bracket, 3x minus 1. So our final answer will be 6x to the power 3 plus 2x squared minus 2x plus 5 over 3 with our remainder, then plus 17 over 3 open bracket 3x minus 1 close bracket. So this is our final and simplified answer to question number 7. Now let's move on to question number 8. Now let's move on to question number 8. We are given 16x to the power 4 minus 6x to the 2 plus 2x plus 2 being divided by 2x minus 1. Now if we check again our exponents, our degree is 4. So this is our highest exponent, followed by 2, followed by 1, and lastly by 0. So we need to add a 0x to the power of 3 because our exponents have to be in descending order and decreasing by 1. So we change our polynomial into 16x to the power 4 plus 0x cubed minus 6x squared plus 2x plus 2. Now let's divide 2x into 16x to the power of 4. So we have 16x to the power of 4 being divided by 2x. And 16 divided by 2, that's 8. And x to the power 4 divided by x, that's x to the power 3. Now let's multiply 8x cubed multiplied by 2x. 8 multiplied 2, that's 16. X cubed multiplied by x, that's x to the power of 4. Then 8x cubed multiplied with minus 1, it will be negative 8x to the power of 3. So let's put our brackets and subtract. Now 16x to the power 4 minus 16x to the 4, that's a 0. Then 0x cubed minus 8x cubed, it will change into a positive x to the power 3. Positive 8x to the power 3. And then we bring down our next term, which is negative 6x squared. And we repeat the same process again. We divide 8x cubed divided by 2x. So 8x cubed divided by 2x. 8 divided by 2, that's positive 4. X cubed divided by x, that's x to the power of 2. And now we multiply 4x squared multiplied by 2x. It will go back to 8x to the power of 3. Now 4x squared multiplied by negative 1, it will be negative 4x to the power 2. Put our brackets and we subtract. 8x cubed minus 8x cubed will give us a 0. Negative 6x squared minus 4x squared, it will change into negative 6x squared plus 4x squared, which is negative 2x squared. And we'll bring down the next term, which is 2x. Now we do the same process again. We divide negative 2x squared divided by 2x. So we have negative 2x squared divided by 2x. Negative 2 divided by 2, that's negative 1, so that's a negative. And x squared divided by x, that's just x. And now you multiply negative x multiplied by 2x, that's negative 2x squared. Negative x multiplied by negative 1, that's positive x. Put our brackets and subtract. Now negative 2x squared minus 2x squared will give us a 0. Then 2x minus plus x will give us x. And we'll bring down the next term, which is positive 2. Now let's divide again. X divided by 2x. So we have x divided by 2x. The x's will cancel and we are going to remain with 1 over 2. So let's put 1 over 2 here. And let's multiply 1 over 2 multiplied by 2x. It will go back to x. And 1 over 2 multiplied by negative 1. It will be negative 1 by 2. Put our brackets and subtract. Now x minus x will give us a 0. 2 minus 1 by 2. So we have 2 minus will turn into a plus 1 over 2. So 2 plus 1 over 2, this will give you 5 over 2. So let's write our 5 over 2 here. So this is our remainder. Now what do we do with our remainder? We have to simplify it first before we write our final answer. So our remainder of 5 over 2 will be divided by the divisor, which is 2x minus 1 in this question. So we can rewrite it as 5 over 2 being divided by 2x minus 1 over 1, which of course when dividing fractions you have to change the division sign into a multiplication sign and flip the second fraction. So this one will be 1 over 2x minus 1, which can be simplified further into 5 over 2 open bracket 2x minus 1 close bracket. So this is our remainder in simplified form. Now let's write our final answer now. Our quotient was 8x cubed plus 4x squared minus x plus 1 over 2. So we are going to write our final answer as 8x to the power 3 plus 4x to the power 2 minus x plus 1 over 2 with our remainder of positive 5 over 2 open bracket 2x minus 1 close bracket. So this is our final answer for question number 8. That's it. Now let's move on to question number 9. And in question number 9 we are given x to the power 3 plus 5x squared plus 6x plus 11 divided by x plus 5. So our exponents, they are starting from 3 followed by 2 followed by 1 and lastly by 0. So we can go ahead and do the division. So x into x to the power 3, this will give me x to the power 2, and we multiply x to the power 2 multiplied by x. This will give us x to the power 3, and x squared multiplied by 5. This will be 5x to the power 2, and then we subtract. So x to the power 3 minus x to the power 3, this will be 0, and 5x squared minus plus 5x squared, this will also give me 0. So in this case, since I have gotten 2 zeros after the subtraction, I have to bring down both of my next terms. So I am going to bring down both 6x and 11. So this will be 6x plus 11. So now let's divide. So we divide x into 6x. This will give me positive 6. And 6 multiplied by x, this will be 6x. 6 multiplied by 5, this will give me positive 30. So we close our brackets and we subtract. Now when we subtract 6x minus 6x, obviously we'll get 0. And 11 minus plus 30 is the same as saying 11 minus 30, which will be minus 19. And we have nothing more to bring here, to bring down, so this becomes our remainder. Now let's write our final answer with our remainder. So our quotient, the answer that we got was x squared plus 6. So it will be x squared plus 6 with a remainder of negative 19. So it will be minus 19 divided by the divisor, which is x plus 5. So this becomes our final answer for question number 9. Now let's move on to the next question. Let's move on to question number 10, where we are given 2x squared plus x minus 1 being divided into 2x to the power 5 plus 7x to the power 4 plus 6x cubed minus 9x squared minus 6x plus 4. And as you can see that our exponents are in descending order, decreasing by 1. So now let's divide. So 2x squared into 2x to the power of 5, this will give us x to the power of 3. Now let's multiply. X to the power of 3 is going to multiply all these 3 terms. So x to the power 3 multiplied by 2x to the power 2, this will give me 2x to the power of 5. Then x to the power of 3 multiplied by x, it will be plus x to the power of 4. Then x to the power of 3 multiplied by negative 1, it will be negative x to the power of 3. Let's put our brackets and subtract. Now 2x to the power 5 minus 2x to the power 5 will be 0. Then 7x to the power 4 minus plus x to the power of 4 plus 7x to the 4 minus x to the power of 4, which will give us 6x to the power of 4. Then 6x cubed minus x cubed. This will give us positive 7x to the power 3. And then we have to bring down our next term, which is negative 9x squared. And then we repeat the same process. Now let's divide 6x to the power 4 divided by 2x to the power 2. So 6 divided 2, that's positive 3. And x to the power 4 divided by x to the power 2, that's x to the power of 2. Now let's multiply 3x squared multiplied by 2x squared. This will be 6x to the power of 4. And then 3x squared multiplied by x, this will be positive 3x cubed. Then 3x squared multiplied by negative 1, it will be negative 3x to the power 2. Close our brackets and subtract. Now 6x to the 4 minus 6x to the 4, this will give us a 0. 7x to the power 3 minus 3x to the power 3, that's 4x to the power 3. And minus 9x squared minus 3x squared, it will be minus 9x squared plus 3x squared, which will be minus 6x to the power 2. And then we'll bring down our next term. In this case, it is negative 6x. And we'll repeat the same process again. So 4x to the power 3 divided by 2x to the power 2. 4 divided 2, that's 2. X to the 3 divided by x to the 2, that's simply x. And then we multiply 2x multiplied by 2x squared. It will give you 4x to the power 3. And 2x multiplied by x, this will be 2x squared. And 2x multiplied by negative 1, that's negative 2x. And subtract. Now 4x cubed minus 4x cubed, that's 0. Minus 6x squared minus 2x squared, that's going to be minus 6 minus 2x squared, which is minus 8x to the power 2. Then minus 6x minus 2x, it will change into minus 6x plus 2x, which is going to be minus 4x. And we'll bring down our last term, which is positive 4. And we carry on again by repeating the same process. Minus 8x squared divided by 2x squared. Minus 8 divided by 2, that's negative 4. And now, multiplying negative 4 with 2x squared, it will give us negative 8x squared. Negative 4 multiplied by x, it will give us negative 4x. And negative 4 multiplied by negative 1, it will give us positive 4. And we subtract. Negative 8x squared minus 8x squared will give us 0. Minus 4x minus 4x will give us another 0. And 4 minus 4 will give us another 0. So we don't have a remainder. This is our final answer. So the final answer, which is our quotient, is x to the 3 plus 3x to the 2 plus 2x minus 4. That's it for question number 10.